Hi, my friend, it's Diane Armitage. Today is Bob Proctor's 87th birthday. Happy birthday, Bob! I love you. So Bob Proctor, by far, is the greatest mentor I've ever had in my life. And I also consider him one of my best friends because we've been through so many years of writing together and talking and having conversations and all this sort of thing that it has really just shifted my life in an incredible way. It has been such a gift to have him in my life. I remember a few years ago, he had set up an appointment for me at a video studio so that I could talk about how I kind of set up goals for myself, how I did the penthouse, how I did the paddling, how I did this kind of stuff. And afterwards, he was driving me back to the hotel. Now, this is an anomaly because Bob doesn't normally drive. And you know that when you get in a car with Bob, that it could be a little bit of a wild ride because his mind is not on the road. It's always on the conversation. And so as he was driving me back to the hotel, I had mentioned that, I was very intent on bringing the man into my life, the man that I really wanted to have in my life. And he's driving wildly and he looks at me like this and he says, Di, it's all the same. It's all the same. He says, the paddling story, the penthouse story, the goals that you've achieved, it's all the same. Paddling penthouse man, it's all the same. You have to get your thought into the right place about this. You have to think from the end result. And then you take the actions, just like you did with the penthouse and the paddling for the man. It's all the same. So this weekend, I noticed that a lot of clients and friends and people around me are really kind of sinking down into this lower frequency of thought and talk. And there's a lot going on in our world around us for sure. But the more we focus down on this, that's where everything begins to form its reality for us. Remember, I was actually listening to a sermon this weekend from Reverend Michael Beckwith, perfect timing, greatest mentor as well. I absolutely love everything that he says in his sermons. And he was reminding us that the universal law doesn't hear the qualifier. You can say, I want this, I want this, I don't want that, 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 I don't want that. What do you think is going to happen? It doesn't hear that. All it hears is what you're interested in. All that's going to create in your world is what you're interested in. I remember sometimes I would go to Bob and say, why didn't this goal happen? I was really intent on this goal. And he said, you probably weren't interested enough in it. Okay, so you have to look at it in the other direction as well. If you feel like your life is struggling, if you feel fear, if you feel poverty, if you feel that, your money is tight, if you feel, this is what you're creating more of. So I think we really have to look at whatever you think about becomes your highest priority, okay? Whatever you think about becomes your highest priority, and then everything begins to line up to suit that highest priority. So clearly, we have to look at what's running you. What are you in relationship with? What are you emotionally involved in, even if it's a negative emotional involvement? It's time to really take a quick look at that. So I would suggest it in honor of Bob Proctor's birthday, this week. Take a look at what you're thinking. Take a look at what's happening in your dreams. Take a look at what you're saying, because I can assure you that if you're saying it, you've been thinking it for weeks, months, years. It takes a lot of thought to bring it into verbal. So what are you talking about? What are you saying out there? What are you saying about your reality? Because you're the magician of your own reality. It's time to shift up that higher frequency. Shift up to what it is your priority. Shift up to what you are. This is what I am. This is what I'm enjoying. This is what I'm bringing into my life. This is what I've already brought into my life. This is how I'm enjoying. This is what I'm celebrating. This is I am. This is I am. I am the magician of my life. So this week, I really want you to look at possibilities, look at opportunities, look at where you want to live, how you want to live, who you want to live that life with, and think of it from the end result. Get emotionally involved in what that picture looks like. Make that your priority. And as you move forward, that priority, everything begins to line up in your behalf. I can assure you and guarantee you. I want to hear your stories, and I want to hear what you made your priority this week and moving forward. because it's going to be a glorious week for you. You have a great one.